Spice Girls reunion tour review, Wembley Stadium Less glitter and more grimacing as the drama spill. It's 25 years since the Spice Girls formed, and their reunion tour minus Victoria Beckham, who gets a dig on wannabe Easy V. Where is she? You has packed out. We all know what we're here for: the old hits, a bit of stadium spectacle, and another glimpse at girl power and these particular girls' enduring friendship. They deliver the expected songs and sparkle. There are fireworks. Watch Spice Girls rock Wembley Stadium. Reuters. Still, there is some real barrel-scraping ID, forgotten the kitschy cabaret pastiche The Lady is a Vamp, and wish it had stayed that way, while the singles from their third album, such as Let Love Lead the Way and Holler, remind you why they stopped making music. There's also a real. Earlier concerts drew complaints about the sound, and it's still pretty murky and muddy, although surely less disastrous than previous outings. And their singing it was about the girls, and their friendship. And the show's whole message is friendship never ends, and the commitment to and celebration of female friendship first was always the appeal of the Spice Girls. So this stagey. The other appeal of the Spice Girls was their clearly demarcated, heavily marketed individual characters, and their chaotic, girls let loose sense of fun. The former is Bunton is still a baby in pink and fluff. Mel B looks sensational in a leopard print body stocking that certainly would scare most women, and Mel C rocks trainers and trousers, albeit of the tightest, spangliest variety. Then there's poor Jerry. Granted, there are occasional moments of genuine daftness, bickering, and piss-taking. They all cheerfully moan about a malfunctioning lift, and mock Mel B, who once married a backing dancer, as she prowls after their lissome chorus. But mostly, Gallery Spice Girls reunion tour photos. Microsoft Photos.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park,